So, you've done it. You've launched a product with a killer design. It's that special something that makes you stand out. But what happens when a bigger competitor decides they like your look a little too much? Today, we're diving into the playbook for protecting your most valuable asset in two of the biggest markets in the world, the EU and the US.
I mean, you've poured your soul into a product with a design that turns heads and wins over customers. But how do you actually stop the copycats from swooping in and stealing all your thunder before you even get a chance to scale?
Because look, your design isn't just some decoration, it's a strategic weapon. It's your brand's first handshake with the world. And protecting it isn't just a legal checkbox. It's a fundamental business decision that can literally make or break your growth.
Okay, so how do you make that decision? Well, it starts with understanding a really basic fact. The EU and the US are playing two completely different games with two entirely different rule books.
And it all boils down to this. Europe is built for speed. It's about getting you protection fast so you can innovate and iterate in real time. The US, on the other hand, is all about strength. It's a slow, deliberate process designed to forge a legal shield that is nearly unbreakable.
And those different philosophies have huge real-world consequences. In the EU, you're looking at a pretty simple registration that takes just days, getting you to market way faster. In the US, you're in for a rigorous examination that can stretch for months, or, believe it or not, even years. But the result is this rock-solid legal certainty.
Let's start with the EU system, which is basically a playground for fast-moving startups that need to ship, learn, and adapt on the fly.
Speed is the EU's superpower. I mean, you get protection across the entire European market in a flash. That means you can sync up your marketing, your manufacturing, and your fundraising without sitting around waiting on legal approval.
So, with one quick filing, you get this huge shield across a massive market, and it's all based on the power of your visuals. But the real game changer for founders, the thing everyone loves, is the grace period. And hey, don't let the speed fool you. This protection has some real teeth.
This is where the EU's flexibility really shines. They just get that innovation is messy. You can launch a Kickstarter, get real-world feedback, and perfect your design before you even file for protection. You just have to remember that a 12-month clock starts ticking the second you go public.
Now let's jump across the pond to the US, where the playbook is completely different. The American system isn't built for speed. It's a forge for creating a legal asset that can withstand pretty much any challenge.
Over here, every single application goes under a microscope. An examiner checks if your design is truly new, and this is key, non-obvious, which means it's not just a minor tweak on something that already exists. It's a long road, but if you make it through, you have a right that US courts take very, very seriously.
And here is the golden rule for the US. File before you show your design to anyone. It's the exact opposite of the EU. A single pitch meeting or a conference demo before you file can jeopardize your entire claim in the US. It's that serious.
And because the process is so strict, this is where founders often get tripped up. Your drawings have to be perfect, down to the last line, because they're what defines your protection. A single mistake can mean rejections and months of frustrating back and forth with the examiner.
So, you have EU speed versus US strength. How in the world do you choose? Well, the smartest founders will tell you it's not either or. The winning strategy is both.
This is the core of a global protection strategy. You're not just picking a system, you're layering them. You're using each one for what it does best to create a one-two punch that protects your business at every single stage of its growth.
So here's how it works in practice. You start with the EU for that early-stage speed and flexibility. Test your product, refine it, get it to market, all while being protected across Europe. Then, when you're ready to scale to the US, you file for a powerful American design patent before you launch there.
And this isn't just about fending off copycats. It's about building a more valuable company. When you walk into a fundraising meeting, you're not just pitching a cool product. You're presenting a protected asset backed by a smart, global strategy. That signals to investors that you are in control of your destiny.
At the end of the day, your protection strategy is just as important as your product roadmap. It determines whether you own your growth or leave it vulnerable. So the real question isn't just, what have you built? It's how are you going to defend it?